guys? It's Dejanay, and I'm coming to y'all today with another word. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is going to be part two to the God is restoring your heart. So this is for the second group of people that God was talking about. Okay. So in this part, God was emphasizing that a lot of you all are facing some sort of self-idolization. Like you're at the point where you are acknowledging God. I don't even want to say you're not acknowledging God, but I feel like you're idolizing your abilities and your power, or you're idolizing yourself over God, okay? And maybe not even just yourself, false idols. And idols can be anything. Idols can be a loved one. Items can be this phone that I'm recording off of. It can be your children. It can be money, whatever, right? Idols can be anything. It doesn't have to be like any specific thing, okay? So this is going to be uncomfortable, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna just get it out though, because I'm be obedient. So some of y'all are narcissists. Like you always make yourself the victim, and anytime somebody try to come to you with a problem, you don't try to find a solution. Instead, you make the problem worse. Like you may drag it on. You feel like you don't owe nobody anything, or you feel like people need to what is it? Help me, Holy Spirit. Bow down to you. Ooh, oh, okay, Holy Spirit. You feel like people need to bow down to you because of what you have or what you have done for them in their lives. And this came from Maui. If you ever watch Moana, then you know what I'm talking about. So Maui was a demigod in the movie Moana, and that was a thing that got highlighted as well, is that you look at yourself like you kind of like a god in quotation marks, and that doesn't have to mean that you literally think that you can create the ocean and the seas or whatever, but just even you feeling like you're above somebody, or like you're on a different level or something like that. That's how you see yourself. Like you not regular, but in a negative way. So the song that he was just saying, like, you know, when Maui was singing, when Moana was trying to tell him to go back and right the wrong that he had done, which was stealing the heart of Te Fiti, right? And causing all of this destruction. He's talking about, don't you mean thank you? Like, I did this, and that for y'all, and I did that. So, what can I say except you're welcome? That's the song that God is saying. Like, a lot of y'all are feeling like this. Like, people owe you thank yous or something. Like, yeah, just like you feel like you should be getting, like, bowed down to. That's the best way I can say it, explain it. So God is saying that you are moving outside of his will. You have moved outside of his will. So you moved outside of his will, and you created something that is uncomfortable, that you don't want to deal with. So you created a monster of someone, and you don't want to deal with it because now it's uncomfortable. It says Maui was afraid of what he created, the monster. And because of that, now Holy Spirit, you're running away from the responsibility of like trying to fix it or trying to make it right. Okay, and this can be a father. Like you may be feeling like I just got what came to my mind was my personal relationship with my father, right? So this could be a father figure who you may feel like you just, I don't know, like you're trying to do the best. Like you have good intentions. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You have good intentions, but your intentions are outside of God's will. So because of that, no matter how good your intentions are, if you're moving outside of God's will, then it's not a good thing. Okay? So it also is saying you are holding on to this false power that was given to you by this idol. Or what I actually wrote down was Maui was holding on to this false power that was given to him by these false idols, which was the gods or whatever. They gave him the hook so that he can that's how he was able to shapeshift and do all the stuff that he was doing, right? But that was not real power, right? So you are holding on to this false power that was given to you by these false idols. So what I'm just hearing is like financially, like you feel like you're better, like more financially well off than a lot of people. So you feel like that makes you better than them. Just simple as that. If you feel like that makes you better than them, but it doesn't. Okay? So it says that this is what I wrote down. Once he sacrificed that false power and gave into making things right and surrendered, his power was restored by Tafiti. Okay? God said once you lay down that idolization of yourself, then he will restore you with his true holy power, and he will give you his spirit. Okay, you're not even walking in the spirit right now. You don't have the Holy Spirit is not walking with you. Okay. Another thing that he was saying was that you care too much about what others think about you, which has led you astray. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So, you care too much about the world. That's why you feel like because you have these monetary things or materialistic things that you're better than people. But if you was walking in the spirit, you would see that Jesus ate with saints and sinners. He ate with rich and poor. It didn't matter like what you had for God, and it doesn't matter what you have for God now. He's looking at your heart. So if your heart is dirty, if your heart is nasty, then God don't care what you have. You can have all the money in the world, but you can't buy your way into heaven. Okay? So, yeah, like another thing, like I was saying, that some of y'all genuinely mean well, but you're just going about things the wrong way. And it could be the way that you was raised. So you're really passing down like generational curses. I just keep hearing like a familial relationship, like father. I keep hearing really father mainly. So you may be a father and you're not like you're just walking outside of the path of God, okay? And as a father, it's really supposed to be your responsibility to be the head of the household and keep things together. But because you're not walking the direct path, which is causing this destruction along the way, and then you don't understand, like, you're the reason why this destruction is happening, this is why all this stuff is happening in your life, okay? Another thing that I was saying was not everything that glitters is gold. The crab, then this came from the crab that was singing, I'd rather be shiny, something, okay? But the crab had all of this treasure and bling on it, okay? but the crab was using it as bait for fish, okay? And the enemy is using these materialistic things as bait for you. So he's using this money and this false power and all of that stuff to bait you into going outside of God's will. And another thing that God pointed out was him being a shapeshifter is significant to some of y'all. You change who you are or what you believe based on the environment that you are in. So you shift with your environment, which is not necessarily always a bad thing, but you have to have some sort of foundation of who you are, okay? Because if I'm at a job interview or even if I'm in a professional setting, I am going to kind of shift how I am. I'm not going to be as familiar, you know. I'm going to be more formal than I would if I'm at home with my family or with friends or something like that. So in that setting, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you're completely changing who you are and shifting your values and beliefs, then that's where it's an issue. And I just heard too that integrity, you lack integrity around certain, you lack integrity. That's just simply what it is. Because integrity is doing what's right no matter who's watching or who you're around or no matter what, right? So you lack integrity. So that's going to be the end of this word. You have the ability to change and to pivot from where you're walking now. You have the ability to turn your life back to Christ. God is always there with his hand out, but he is saying that if you continue to go down this route, then destruction will follow, okay? And he's going to allow that to happen in your life because of that. Because God despises idols, period. So whether, especially if you think yourself is an idol, if you think you yourself is an idol, right? He despises that. So he will take his hand off your life if you're not being obedient to his instruction, okay? So that's going to be the end of this video, and I will talk to y'all later. All right, bye.